actually with Natalia. I'm here in the beautiful atelier of Michel Anthony in the heart of Nice, old town of Nice. How are you today?
I'm even more happier to see you than usual.
That's amazing,
Yeah,
Michel. So I've known you a couple of years now, I would say, going back, and I always enjoy coming back to your gallery. It evokes so much warmth, and especially now we have Women's Day coming up tomorrow, and it's very relevant because a lot of your statues are inspired by the woman's form. Tell us a bit more about that.
Women's form, yes. Certainly, there are more human forms here than men.
Yes, yes.
But I think even for a painter or sculptor, I mean, women form it's solely sensual. And that's something that I think he can invent so many ways of exposing the figure. I mean, I'm fascinated in that movement, doing feminine figures. Yes, I even have an angel named after Gabriella, a female angel. Yes. So yes, it's a wonderful subject.
And we see here behind us, this is Aphrodite.
That's my version of goddess of love.
Goddess of love.
Yeah, but I named it Aphrodite in Greek. Otherwise, they call them Venus.
Venus, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But of course, and the materials that you use are different because you're a sculptor as well as a painter. So, what's your preference? What do you usually go for?
I think nowadays, without a doubt, I'm more for sculptures.
Yes.
But like everybody else, we all start from painting, drawings, etc. But I can express artistically, more with my sculpture in three-dimensional works.
Three-dimensional works, and that must be a lot of time and energy going into it. How long does it take?
You can't put a timetable on it. To create an artwork, you can never put an artwork unless you're doing ping puff. Yes. It doesn't work that way. But in my sense, to do an artwork, it takes time. I can't put a time limit on it.
You're a true artist, as it is.
Oh, I try. I try, and I give everything there is to do.
You do.
At least I try to do as best as I can, and try to do better each time.
Absolutely. So and of course, you've also been recognized around internationally at various expositions. You've been featured and in private events as well. So tell me a bit more about this exciting side.
From where should I start?
You see the accolades, they don't finish.
No, but you see, in this place here, I've been in the old town as an atelier works. It's almost 15 years. But in this place is the 12th year. But this is my working place, my creation, and it's also my window all year round. And then I do participate going places, exhibit in wherever there is exhibition, I move to wherever it is, yes.
Wherever the need arises. Yes, and I saw there's a beautiful photo, and you can't see it, but just over there, you with Prince Albert of Monaco. Tell me a bit more.
Right, that was, for me, it was a very important one, because I had one of my works called, there's another Greek goddess, it's called Eidos. It was at the first prize of UNESCO in Monaco.
Well done.
So that's why that photo is there in private, yes.
It's a beautiful achievement. And then also, if I move slightly over here, oh no, you can't see, there's the United Peoples for Sport sculpture that you did.
Yes.
Tell us a bit more, because I see there's a lot of hands and different colors of skin, of course, representing the humanity, I suppose, in the world.
It's I brought this work. I did it for UNESCO. An idea, because somebody high level, they asked me to do something to do with education for UNESCO. So this is the theme that I came out with, the idea. But I sent to them my idea for 2 times. They didn't reply me. After 2 months, I said, hell with it. I'm going to go ahead with it. And I did myself. And the 5 hands stands for the 5 continents, the 5 different colors.
I see. Yeah.
And above the last hand on the top, which is releasing a bird or column, the one, but this is my bird. It's called freedom. So it's called unity and liberty in the world. I mean, there's unity of, doesn't matter which color we are.
Yes.
And the thing is, the bird signifies freedom. Yes.
Fantastic.
Liberty.
So there's a lot of depth in your work that goes into how you come up with the creations, and specifically maybe it goes back to how you became to come here. Maybe we should go into that story, because that's fascinating. We're tying in a bit of yachting and a bit of crossing the seas, and let's hear your story, Michel. Tell us.
Well, if you want to go and listen to my story, it's very long. 40 years of travel.
See, 40 years of travel.
So I'm still traveling.
Yeah.
But to make it brief, is because of my sailing fascination for sailing that brought me to the Mediterranean.
Aww.
So I can proudly say, from Malaysia to the Mediterranean, I came on a sailing boat.
Amazing. And it took 40 years.
No.
It was a good life stopping across the various places.
Yeah, but 30 years ago, I put my anchor in Nice, and is holding steady.
Hey, it's amazing.
So in a way, I'm like a skipper without his boat.
always, but you know, that's part of life, right? If we talk about it in a more poetic, artistic way, then I don't think we ever find our feet anywhere. It's a constant search, and I suppose this is also with your creations. It's never the same. It's always evolving, and you put your heart into it. For example, the maritime and the sea really comes out. You have the dolphin symbolism coming into the heart, and the love symbol. I think that's just beautiful, and it merits so much. I really think that you need to be seen out there, and that's what we're doing today, giving you a little voice to talk about your story and for people to appreciate this art, because a lot of times we come to Nice and we kind of wander the streets and it's all beautiful, but do we take the time to actually look at what's going on in the various ateliers? And this is what I'm trying to invite you to do, is to come in to see Michel and to hear your story, because you have so much to say, and we're just touching a little bit on it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And then what I wondered was, do you get commission for private people who want to have their own piece?
I do. That part I really love, because it's very challenging.
Yes.
First of all, to come up with an idea, a client that wants, and to give satisfaction to the client that you come up with what their wishes are, and when there is positive and okay, and that means I think there is no price for it. That you achieve something
and it's
that
unique.
It's unique.
Nobody else has that piece.
You can have it, yes, as unique pieces.
Like me, I have a unique piece. I actually have your bracelet, which is beautiful. What do you call it? The heart.
It's always a heart there. It's a lot of heart here. lot of love.
A lot of love in this gallery. It's amazing.
But like I said, you're lucky. That's the last piece in that metal.
I'm very blessed.
And it's not going to have it anymore, yes.
That's why I keep it so safely on my arm. It's very beautiful. Thank you. And what I wondered also is, in terms of the materials that you use, is there one that is very complex to use? Because I see the forms are all beautiful and shaped. You don't see any weird distinctions that are out of place. You know, it must be quite hard to mold and takes a long time.
All these art pieces you see here, they all was realized in that foundry in Tuscany, in Pietrasanta.
Yes.
And it's one of the prestigious foundry in the world. By some of the big names, they go there, and as you can see by the result.
Yes.
But the original works that I do myself, the maquette, and then the most other part is the foundry. It comes out. The end finished work, and it's incomparable for me until now. And I collaborate one of the best foundry there is, and which they respect to the artist's way of work, and they can reproduce. Yes, and this is what I can tell you. And they're all in bronze.
All in bronze. Okay,
yes.
Fantastic. But you see different shades. So how do you achieve that?
But that's the artist part. I think without the artist, you come out with it. Yeah. Now you have to put up love on it to come out with it, and then the foundry he will replic what you are trying to say. Yes. as much as it.
So I'm in order to know what is the next project coming up for you.
Well, there's a small piece like somebody wanted to have a unique piece, a small piece. Doesn't matter for me. Size doesn't matter.
Yes.
But which is I'll show you when it's done.
Amazing.
That's going to be it's going to be a unique piece.
Amazing.
Again, yes.
And something that you might want to share with the audience that's coming up that we should know?
Once it's done, I'll show it, yes. It will come up in my Facebook.
Trying to get some sneaky bits out, but not working. Okay,
yes.
no. It's very much, we appreciate that some of these pieces are commissioned privately and remain very confidential. So that's why we can't necessarily talk about them, but amazing. I'm really glad that you came on, and thank you for your time and your hospitality. And if anyone is ever in the old town of Nice, I welcome you to come in and see Michel. What's the address?
It's 20 Rue Droite, Vieux Nice.
Amazing.
You can always look for Atelier Anthony.
Atelier Anthony. And you won't miss it because right outside there's some beautiful statues, and my favorite in the window. Definitely worth a little bit of a peek and having a chat with you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming with your ever any smile that I love each time. You bring such a freshness. We're going to have a cup of champagne after.
Absolutely. Women's Day, we are celebrating women in all forms and shapes, and thank you once again, and see you very soon.
Can I
tell me?
Petit bisou.
Oh, petit bisou.
Women's Day.
Thank you. I'm very blessed. And hiding behind the screen, we have a coupe de champagne waiting for us. So thanks for watching this episode, Luxury with Natalia, here in the heart of Nice, in Old Town of Nice, and keep tuned in for very many episodes coming soon. Take care, bye!